That's what I do. Sometimes I need expert advice. So I ask myself, what should I do?
All right, it's 5:30 p.m. Trustee Bear will lead us in prayer.
Be better, guys. Dear Lord of God, please bless us and guide us as we make important decisions that affect our citizens, our students, and our faculty, and the rest of our employees. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We do have a quorum, and we'll get started with members and visitors. Are there any members or visitors present at this time? Any public comments? No public comments. So we move on to comments by individual board members, if there are any. Are there any board comments? There are none. All right, then we move on to agenda item number 5, which is update by the college president.
Thank you. So we have had a lot of progress with our community building and engagement initiatives. Actually, I'll be sharing a more extensive report with the trustees regarding just progress over the last 90 days. In total, I've been able to have over 75 either community engagement events, community partnership events, meeting with local leaders as well for the college. And it's just part of our approach to making sure that we have a voice at the table for any initiatives that impact our students and ultimately the college. So I want to share just some highlights of some of that work in this presentation for the board today.
Sorry, making sure that we can hear stuff in the.
So we had a meeting with Lamar State College, Orange, on September 18th. This is part of a strategic initiative that we're currently working on. We'll bring more information regarding this initiative to the board once it's finalized. We expect that that'll be within the next month or so. But once again, it's just engaging our educational peers and making sure that we provide more opportunities not only for our students but also the students that they serve for their institutions. A lot of the work that we've been doing, once again, has been engaging our community college partners as well. So we were able to attend the South Texas College Foundation Gala, their 3rd annual one. It was a really good event. It was a way for us to also gain some strategies on how to facilitate our gala that's upcoming, and I know Paul and a lot of the foundation team members were there. It gave everyone a chance to put on their suit and tie. So it was a very fun event, and once again, it was gave us a lot of perspective on some work that we can do as we integrate into some of the projects that we have for the college. I was actually able to meet with, you can go back.
Oh, sorry.
I was also able to meet with the Laredo College president. Part of that is just kind of getting feedback and insight on some of the initiatives that they're undertaking and how we can integrate them into our operations. So these meetings have been very, very meaningful. They've given us some good perspective on things that we can do to pivot and remain strategic in our operations. So I want to thank the executive cabinet for being part of that as well. They really stepped in to facilitate a lot of these events that I'm either not able to attend or we're overbooked. But it's really meaningful work to make sure that we keep these open lines of communication with our partners and make sure that we not only are seeing how we can support them, but also see what strategies we can take from their operations and the work that they're doing at their institutions. So it's been some very productive work. So been able to engage some state leaders as well. We met with Senator Zaffarini the same day we met with the Laredo College president. Dr. Bird was in attendance, and part of the discussion we were having is just gaining some support for the college's ability to offer a 4-year degree at some point. In the discussions that we had with Senator Zaffarini, she did mention that it's something that she would support with her respective, within her respective operations. Senator Adam Hinojosa as well, I was able to meet with them during a Rotary meeting that was held, and part of these conversations and this dialogue is just making sure that we plant that seed, really, so when we go to the 2027 legislative session, the individuals that are spearheading a lot of these legislative updates are well aware of what our mission and goals are for the institution moving forward. So it's been some very meaningful and productive work. Here we were able to attend a continuity planning meeting with local leaders. I'm sure everyone is aware of some of the water restrictions and the emergency planning that's taking place recently, given some of the work that the city is doing in collaboration with the college and the local ISD. So this meeting was held once again to facilitate that planning and make sure that we were all supporting each other with not only resources but also informational planning and the work that needs to take place over the next couple of months. So we have had a lot of recruitment and outreach and a refresh of our brand. I'm particularly excited about this work. The trustees may have noticed when you all drove into the campus, the actual flagpoles that are outside now have banners on them. They highlight the Coastal Bend College logo. Those were flagpoles that really hadn't been used, and they were missing those banners, so our marketing team is doing an amazing job of making sure that our brand is out there. I think I was gonna save a portion of the meeting agenda for one of the specific topics, but I think this serves as a good segue to our mission moment. I want to thank not only Dr. Bird for his vision and his leadership and the work that he's doing with our enrollment management team and our student success team, but also the individuals that do the work day to day, which is all that much more important. So Kyle, who's here today, he wasn't aware, but Kyle is the recipient of our mission moment for the college. There was an event that took place a couple of weeks ago that I think spoke to the resiliency of our staff and the work that they do day to day for not only our students but also our employees. And I was having a conversation with Kyle, I don't know if you recall, but there was an event that you attended. It was the Teen Takeover event on the weekend. And Kyle explained to me that actually on his drive there, he got a flat tire. And most people I would say would have taken that opportunity to say, well, hey, you know what, I'm not going to the event, I'm gonna go ahead and go home, call it a day. Kyle actually fixed his tire and made sure he got to the event and make sure that he connected with our students. So that just speaks to, once again, the resiliency of our team and the passion that they have in serving our students. So Kyle, thank you so much for the work that you do day to day. We appreciate everything that you do not only for our students and for our college. And as part of that, this mission moment, we actually have a strong token of our appreciation for you.
And it was my mom's car.
Thank you very much.
And we'll take a picture with you here in just a
Oh my
minute.
gosh. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So needless to say, just keep up the great work, and you're definitely an inspiration to everyone here at the institution. So we had our fall 2025 convocation. I don't mean to brag, but some of the feedback that we've gotten is the best convocation ever in the history of the college. I think this picture is evidence of that. So I want to thank the trustees for your support in that programming. I think it was very imperative that the trustees were able to share their stories and the impact that the college has had on your professional careers and also personal journey. It was really a fun-filled event. It was energy-filled, and I think I speak for everyone here today that it really helped improve, a lot of the morale for our staff leading into the fall semester and the year. So once again, I want to thank all of the team here that was part of that programming, our facilities team, our marketing team, our business office, our human resource team. It was a really, really good event, and our foundation as well, so thank you all for that work.
Just a second, I'm letting it pour in.
So we also had a large representation at our Western Week event. We had close to 100 individuals there from the college, staff, faculty, administrators, athletes, and we were really, really well represented. It was nice to see the CBC blue just, in Vivo throughout the day. I also got the opportunity to walk 1.3 miles that day. I'm glad I didn't wear my boots because I don't know if I would have made it, but it was a good way to get some exercise in. So I'm getting some free exercise in as part of these events that I appreciate. So. We had a meet and greet in Kingsville. This has been part of our approach to making sure that all of our sites are represented in the work that we do. We also have a meet and greet scheduled for Pleasanton, and we facilitated one in Alice as well. So part of this work is being led by Dr. Castañeda, who is our interim regional site administrator, and also the marketing teams and our student success team. So this work is really important in making that connection with our students and seeing and getting their feedback. I know as part of the Kingsville event, I just asked the students, what is it that we could do better in the services that we provide or the experience that you have. And we got some really good feedback on things like the 8-week course schedules from our students, and some of the things that they were very appreciative of our faculty and the work that our faculty are doing. They made it a point to make sure that I knew that we have some wonderful faculty at Coastal Bend College and the work that they're doing to impact not only their learning experience but also their educational journey is very, very important. So I'm particularly excited to be part of these events, once again, because we're able to get that feedback and at times actually make adjustments to whether it's a service that's being provided or some type of educational offer that our students may be having as part of the programs at the college. So we were able to participate in the ILS ISD State of the District. They gave me the honor and privilege of serving as a keynote speaker for that event. It was a really good way to build community and show our support for our ALIS service site. As part of that, we also contributed $10,000 to the ALIS ISD Education Foundation through scholarship awards for their students. So a total of 10 graduating high school seniors will have access to $1,000 scholarship as part of this foundation work. So once again, we want our communities to know that not only do we value their support and what they contribute to the college, but we're also here to support them in their work as well. So we're like halfway through the slides. We have like 100 more events to go over. Good. So we were part of the ALIS State of the City. We had a large part of our administrative team there representing updates and a lot of the great work, I would say, that is being undertaken by ALIS City Administration. They gave us some good updates and feedback on how we can support some of their educational opportunities and initiatives that they have upcoming throughout the year. And I just coincidentally bumped into the mayor of McAllen. So for whatever apparent reason, people from the Rio Grande Valley all over the coastal bend. But it was good to see a good friend and colleague at that event as well. This semester or this month, our student services team has been hosting Hispanic Heritage events throughout the month. I was part of a panel that took place last week, and through that we were able to engage our students and just celebrate a lot of the opportunities that we have had through our heritage, and also just provide insights and feedback from students on, once again, improvements that the college can undertake while they're attending Coastal Bend College. So they actually added that last photo there. So those are the flagpole banners that have been updated on campus. The other photo of the marquee is an update of the wrap in Pleasanton, and actually an update of the whole marquee that was refreshed and repainted. We already have plans to update the marquee here in Beeville and also in Alice and Kingsville. However, given that the company is from San Antonio, it takes them a while to kind of go through that process and get the work completed. But once again, this is just our strategy to making sure that we're upholding the quality of our brand and our image for the institution. The last photo is actually the new college vehicles, the fleet vehicles. So I want to thank the trustees for your support in that. I know our staff has been very appreciative of making sure that they have reliable vehicles that are safe. And also highlight the college brand and image and logo. So the photo in the bottom is the new Equinoxes that were purchased by the college, and the photo above it is the old fleet vehicles that we decommissioned and ultimately traded in as part of this process. So just some quick updates. We are going to be participating and facilitating the annual Veterans Day Luncheon. This is going to be November 11th at 11 a.m. This is going to be in collaboration with the City of Beeville. It's going to be hosted at the John C. Fulham Beeville Event Center. And once again, it's in collaboration with Beeville Main Street. So we're trying to identify ways to support our partners in some of the work that they're doing through collaboration, and making sure that we're being cognizant of budget and funding that's available for the college. So that's the presentation, and these are just some of the progress in logos that we wanted to provide. The last logo, the 60 to 25, is obviously the 60 years of the Coastal Bend College being an institution, and then the 25 years is celebrating our foundation's work over the past 25 years. And the motto that we've adopted in creating bold circumstances is really highlighted in this work. So like I said, I didn't share all of the events and the connections and the community programming that we've had, because we would have a large PowerPoint presentation, but this was an overview and a highlight of the work that we've been doing with our teams. And that's what I have for the President's report.
Excellent.
Thank you. It's obvious you and the administration have been very busy here of late. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is item 6, and it's mission moment.
And that's the mission moment that we just shared with Kyle, so thanks for that, Kyle.
Thank you all. Way to go, Kyle.
Yeah, we have another event after the board meeting, so we're trying to get through this quickly.
I have a flat tire. Can you help me out?
I can,
You're the man.
Item 7, the consent agenda. Is there any consideration, any motion to remove from the consent agenda? No? The chair will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items A through G.
I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next item, agenda item 8, are the reports. And I'll turn it back over to you, Dr. Suarez.
Thank you. So part of some of the changes that we've had in our board meetings recently is just having our administrative team provide us with updates and facilitate these reports for the trustees. I'm happy to have our administrative team highlight some of the work that they've been doing in addition to our community outreach and engagement. The first report is going to be on our Institutional Leadership Council. So I want to invite Dr. Kayla Deborah Jones, who is chairing that working group. I'm very, very proud of the quick work and progress that they have made in putting this Institutional Leadership Council together. And I won't highlight the work that they're doing, because then I'll take Dr. Jones's presentation information. But so Dr. Jones.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for allowing me to share information and update about the Institutional Leadership Council. President Suarez has established the ILC in August to improve communication and collaboration with the presidential cabinet and operations. We have 33 leaders across the campus that are involved in this particular council, and I'm proud to note that we actually have several ILC members here tonight in the audience. I think that demonstrates our commitment and collaborative spirit that makes our council effective. So our mission is straightforward: to facilitate communication, identify solutions, and promote collaboration across the campus. But our strength is cross-divisional representation. So we have academic affairs, student affairs, IT, operations, financial aid, athletics, and even site representation as well. The structure is that we identify solutions that are informed by campus-wide expertise and buy-in across all divisions. So that's really key. Our accomplishments that I wanted to share with you: in 2 months, we've made significant progress. Our inaugural meeting established the framework. In September, we polled all 33 members across 5 priority themes, and our result was process improvement and efficiency, which received the most votes. This wasn't top-down. This was an institutional leadership collectively identifying our most pressing need. So this chart shows the enrollment, technology, and student success also received some votes. Those remain our priorities, but our collective approach identified where we could make immediate impact across all the divisions. So through our collaboration, we identified the Process and Procedure Hub Initiative. We might come up with a more creative name a little bit later, but that's what we have. So currently, when employees leave, institutional knowledge sometimes disappears, and new hires struggle with system access and unclear processes, but we have a solution that we came up with together. And that is to position specific guidelines, department procedures, succession planning documentation, and a centralized knowledge repository. This isn't one department fixing their processes. I want to emphasize this is a collaborative effort that's going to benefit our entire college. So our next meeting is scheduled for October 31st, and we will be meeting on implementation. So action plan, pilot departments, and then cabinet recommendations. So our long-term goal for ILC is to provide quarterly recommendations based on a collaborative campus-wide input. So I also want to emphasize to you all that ILC is delivering measurable value, which is operational excellence, risk mitigation, resource optimization, and accreditation support. But I think most importantly, out of all of this, is that we're breaking down silos. The ILC members here today, I think, represent the commitment that we have as leaders, dedicating time beyond their departments to improve our institution as a whole. So President Suarez's vision for collaborative leadership is already yielding results, and I wanted to share those with you today. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Comment though. Coming from Coastal Bend College, I was here for 23 years. I've never seen this type of collaboration before. And we did lose, when someone would leave, a lot of knowledge. And so it makes me very happy to see this type of strategic initiative to keep that and to build upon it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
I appreciate the not top down, because sometimes the people that
Yes.
are in the trenches are the ones that really recognize where there's some change that needs to be made.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jones, and I would share that Dr. Jones's leadership in putting together this council and keeping its vision and strategic priorities in line have been just fundamental. So I think we can come up with these ideas, but ultimately there's not a true leader spearheading those initiatives. It really doesn't yield any results. So Dr. Jones, thank you for your work. So the next updates that I have is going to be on proposed billboard advertising designs. This is something that our marketing department, Amanda Ramirez, has been working and facilitating and working very hard on, I should add. Unfortunately, Amanda was feeling a little ill today, so she was not able to attend the meeting. But I did want to share this with the trustees. It's more of an FYI. We will provide the trustees an opportunity to provide feedback and possibly any adjustments that may be requested. But I just wanted to highlight some of the work that we're currently doing to once again uplift the brand and the image for the institution. So we'll go ahead and, this is the first billboard design mock-up with the quote, "We love to see you succeed." Obviously it highlights our locations and the offerings of educational programs that we have at the college. I mean, it's really a brand refresh and image that we can highlight in our billboard marketing throughout our communities, which is something that we haven't done in quite some time. I particularly like this one, "Stay on the hunt for your degree." So when Amanda and I met, I said, we need something fierce. We need something that represents Coastal Bend College. And the first image was an actual cougar with its jaws out, and I think it had javelina in its mouth. So I told her we had to scrap that one and get something a little bit more neutral. So this is also highlighting our alumni. So your success story starts here. I think this is a very fresh image and billboard design. So I think all of them are great, but obviously there's some that I particularly like a little bit more than the others. Bold dreams, bold learning, boldly affordable. Just highlighting the attributes that we have as an institution and how that resonates with our community across Coastal Bend. Bold futures start here. Once again, I think these will be amazing, actually, once we see them throughout the community and we make those connections. And obviously this is a strategic enrollment management. project and initiative that we are wanting to facilitate or will be facilitating to make sure that we are represented throughout our communities. This is billboard design number 6, your college, your community, your coastal bend. Once again, just highlighting our impact on the region and the area. And I believe this is the last design. Affordable education, fully designed for the local workforce.
There's one more.
Oh, this is the last one?
This one's the last one.
Okay. So this is where we get a little creative, and then our creative spirit is 60 years is a lot. Our tuition isn't. 60 years strong, still affordable, and we can highlight and play off of the things that we know matter to our students and to our community.
That's catchy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so. So, once again, going back to the presentation that we had earlier, this is work that's taking place through our administrative leadership. And our executive cabinet, really when we meet, is to provide direction and decision and resources, more importantly, in the work that we do day to day. So I know Amanda's not here today, but I do want to take this opportunity to recognize her for all of the work that she's been doing. The logos, the imaging, the marquees, all of that, there's design value added behind it, and she's doing a phenomenal job. Yeah, I don't know if the trustees have any questions, comments,
Just great job.
That's great.
and it's all being done in-house, so we're getting it at a discount, so. Okay. The next report that we have is the report on the 2020-25 strategic plan closeout. That is a report that I did provide in a printed format to the trustees. This report is important. I did want to highlight that the college was able to accomplish, I would say, most of the things on our 2020 through 2025 strategic plan. So I'm very proud of our executive leadership team and also our administrators and our faculty and our staff for the work that they do day to day to guide this vision and this work. I will share that one of the, I guess we could say, improvements as part of our future strategic planning, one of the things that we saw within our previous strategic plan is that a lot of our goals did not have measurable objectives. And then it becomes very difficult to assess, where are we going as an institution when we don't set those SMART objectives and benchmarks to begin with as part of our strategic plan. So this is just provided for informational purposes to the board, but I would definitely recommend that reviewing the lessons learned in future focus section on the last page would be the point that I would reference the most. And once again, we were able to identify that we as an institution need to set very specific objectives and goals. That's making sure we have benchmarks, that's making sure we're using data to facilitate whether it's our growth or our student service programming or just any type of service provided at the institution. So moving forward, as we build the new strategic plan, I think it's important to highlight this and keep it as a reference to make sure that those variables are integrated in our new strategic plan. So now that we've closed this previous strategic plan, we can begin the fundamental work of really outlining the goals and objectives that we'll set for the next 5 years at Coastal Bend College. So the last report that we have on the agenda is the report on the CBC Foundation.
Good evening, trustees. Okay, so my PowerPoint here, just so everybody knows, we're in audit mode at the foundation office. So if I start babbling incoherently, just smack me, because I'm pretty much on caffeine overload right now. So just to give you a breakdown of, we've kind of been going to have this report for a couple of 3 or 4 different months, but we decided to kind of push it off so that we could give you a complete picture of what FY25 looked like. Because we do it all by the numbers and all by the data. 970 total gifts coming in at $249,549.65. The bar graph sort of gives you a feel for what has happened and transpired over the years. Why is FY23 a big jump there? Anybody remember this one? That would have been the Alanis gift, which kind of skews that number. But we're certainly moving in the same neighborhoods that we have been consistently over the last few years. So our total assets are just a shade under $3 million. I'll be honest, I didn't check today, so we may be there. But total endowed assets, 2.44 million. That includes 4 operational endowments and 21 now endowed scholarships. And with that word, we move on to the next part of what the foundation does is about the Alta B. Rose Memorial Scholarship Program. Why is it called the Alta B. Rose Memorial Scholarship Program? Because Alta B. Rose was the very first planned gift in the history of the college. She was a waitress in Kingsville who saved her tip money, put it in her will, and gave it to the students of Kingsville, to the students studying nursing in Kingsville. So the foundation made the decision to rename its scholarship program for her in her memory. And if you can't remember who this might be, her will is actually in the showcase in the library. So if you look to the left, there's a document there that looks an awful lot like a legal document. It's her last will and testament that made that gift. So 24-25, we did 121 scholarships at 105,000. Now you can go. So far this fall, we're at 52 scholarships awarded, 42,283 new annual scholarships. I don't know who this group is, Beeville Medical, doing a nursing scholarship, Gage Knight Memorial, a Rad Tech scholarship, a legacy scholarship that we're working with our alumni association on creating. Should have that operational by the spring. And the Medio Group, which did a soccer scholarship, which was awarded this fall. New endowed scholarships, and I put this up with an asterisk, and I'll explain that in a moment. John Art and Lillian Beasley for welding. Bill and Mary Cood for first gen. Adrian De La Garza, for those of you who remember his time here as a faculty member, also a nursing scholarship. Maxine Flournoy, also a nursing scholarship. And then Ronald L. Williams, who is a scholarship started by one of our former faculty members who just went to that enemy down in Kingsville, the four-year school version, but we'll still take care of her money and give it out in her father's name. The 4 asterisks, those go back to Title V. So in 2003 to 2005, the foundation brought in gifts that were matched by government funds. That money was not able to be used in any shape, form, or fashion until the government match matured in 2025. So in July of 2025, all of those gifts came online for this fall, as well as some of our other scholarships that were already in existence got a big injection of money that had also donated during that time. So that kind of gives you where those new endowed scholarships came from. They've actually been sitting around waiting until they grew up in 2025. So, a couple of little things coming up. November 3rd, 2025 is going to be Happy Birthday. We're going to do a solicitation, a day of giving solicitation to celebrate the college's 60th birthday. And we've got a small event where we're going to have a magical night celebrating Bold Connections on December 12th, 2025, December 13th, 2025, which is a little play on that, 12, 13, 25. And that is our 60th anniversary Black Tie Gala, which will be held at Twisted Ranch. And if you're wondering what a ticket might look like, this is why you have this out in front of you. And yes, that's metallic. It's a metal ticket because we're celebrating the foundation's 25th anniversary, so that's our bar of silver that you get to take. And Kevin, yeah, there you go. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. Just a couple of pieces of information in case you're wondering where we are in FY26. We have already crossed the $40,000 mark in the current fiscal year, and we are obviously dealing with auditors and trying to get everything going for our party of an epic proportions in December. And with that, I say, do you have any questions?
Great job.
Yeah, great work. Appreciate you.
Thank
It's gonna be fun.
Thank you, everyone.
Next item we have on the agenda, item 9A, under new business. Consideration and possible action to approve piloting a 4.5-day work week schedule for spring 2026.
Thank you, Fortune. So we did actually undertake a survey of our full-time employees to really gauge if we could move towards a 4.5-day work week. I will share that this isn't something that's new within higher education. It's something that a lot of our peers are currently doing. It really benefits making sure that we keep a work-life balance for our employees and that they're able to do things like, you know, pick up a prescription Friday afternoon, or pick up dry cleaners on Friday afternoon, or make a doctor's appointment on Friday afternoon. So I want to note that a lot of the work that has been taking place prior even to my arrival on behalf of employees is just amazing in my opinion. The fact that we were able to get through a bit of challenges as well throughout the past year just speaks to, once again, the resiliency of our employees and the fact that this is a very good initiative to undertake, or at least pilot as an institution. It also is meant to support with our recruitment and retention, so making sure that we have, this is part of what we would call our benefits package to employees as they onboard. So I am recommending to the Board of Trustees that we pilot this initiative for spring of 2026. And the outline that we have, or the recommended schedules that we have, is supervisors will be able to select from any option of the 4 schedules that we've outlined in the minute order. And part of that is making sure that we are also receptive of some of the different needs that all of our employees have throughout the college, right? Whether it's pick up, drop off of children, right? Some employees prefer to wake up early, others don't. And things like that. So, and just making sure that this in no way, and want the board to be reassured, will impact our operations and the service that we provide and the quality of service that we provide to our students and to our community. So we have a total of 175 full-time employees. Out of those 175, 132 actually participated in the survey. 117 agree with piloting the survey, which is approximately 88.6 support this initiative. So 88.6% of employees supporting
Thank
this.
you for that information.
I'm open to any questions from the trustees or comments, concerns.
I move for approval.
Is there a second?
Oh, yes, sorry.
The suspense.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is item 9B. Consideration and possible action to adopt, modify, and review board policies as recommended by the college president upon first reading due to special circumstances to codify current practice.
Just to highlight some of the changes initially on why these policies are being brought to the trustees. As part of House Bill 2972, the college is required to outline policies that speak of how we facilitate the freedom of expression on campus for not only students but also community members. So policies DGC local and FLA local and FLB local and ultimately GD local speak to those procedures and those policies. It is something that we are required to actually report to the State House of Representatives on policy updates and framework that we've institutionalized to make sure that we're in compliance with this bill. I believe the report is due on the 24th of this month. So, and this has come about from some of the recent issues and that have come up with respect to freedom of expression and speech on campuses. So I will share, there is some required slight modifications or just some clarifications that I'll provide to the board. Page 45, actually under BD local for board meetings, for any emergency meeting, we are only required to notify the board 1 hour in advance. So the actual appendix is incorrect, but it's doesn't affect the policy because the policy language is correct. So I just wanted to clarify that for the trustees. The other just clarification is on page 54. The numbering sequence is off. It should start at 1. But as we were making updates to the policy, the formatting there was an error on the formatting. So just if approved, it's with the understanding that we would correct the numbering. It doesn't change the language in any other way. And then lastly, page 57 of the board packet, under policy DMD local, in the section of prior to end of term contract, there's a clarification that needs to be made. It should be of the, so provisions of the general requirements as opposed to the way that it reads now. So if approved by the board, I ask that we're able to make those modifications to the language as part of this process. And open to any questions by the trustees.
If there's no discussion, Chair will entertain a motion to approve these board policies that's modified during this meeting. Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is item 9C, consideration and possible action to approve resolution authorizing emergency purchases of goods and services necessitated by the City of Beeville's declared water emergency.
Thank you, Board Chair. So as part of the recent water emergency, one of the things that I'm requesting is just to make emergency purchases. Ultimately, I would report those to the board, but I just want to make sure that as part of this resolution, we're in a position to take quick action to make sure that any services or safety of our students and ultimately our faculty and staff is not impacted. This is something that I work together closely with Corey, our college counsel, on, and it's something that was actually recommended on behalf of our college counsel. So the resolution that is attached is something that Corey has developed and put together. So at this time, I'm asking for the board to approve and adopt this resolution for those purposes.
Question, is this for any amount?
It would be for any amount that would not exceed the $100,000 threshold.
Okay, I so move.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is item 9D, consideration and possible action to authorize the college to advertise for competitive sealed proposals for Beeville campus, Howdy, and the Latchin Building Roofing Project, and to adopt the wage rate scale for B County, and to adopt the contractor selection criteria for competitive seal proposals.
And for this motion, we have Tara and JC as our staff resources to assist. I let Tara off easily with this board meeting, so last board meeting she was happy on that.
I know, so I've already referred to JC for this item.
I made some quick notes. So this project actually aligns with the HVAC upgrades that we presented last month. So the HVAC upgrades do require some roof repairs and to support the new AC system. So what we are doing here is recommending that we do this because we need to do that, but we also want to look at the price to do the whole roof. So this will give us the option to do either the minor repairs or do the whole roof. And the roof is actually on the deferred maintenance list, so this will give us a real good idea of the cost. And so if we decide to move forward, we can do that, or if not, we can always use this information for the future planning.
So we're gonna give you approval for either or, is that?
Well, this is just to do
The preliminary, the bidding
yeah,
part of it,
but do that part
and then you'll come back with the final.
with the recommendation.
I move for approval.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item 9E, consideration possible action to adopt college president's goal for fiscal year 2025 to 2026. I'd like to move that to after the executive session for possible action at that time. So in light of that, we'll move to item number 10, approval of financial reports for August 2025. Dr. Suarez.
And so I know this is some of the reporting that we have been bringing to the trustees monthly. So last month we didn't include some of these reports because the agenda was pretty heavy, but we wanted to make sure that we keep in that practice and provide the board with the information on our financials. So I'll defer to Tara.
So item 10A is the audit progress status. In your board packet, you kind of have the same slides that y'all been seeing. They have been updated. We are engaged with Whitley Penn, and y'all approved that via minute order in April 17th, 2025. The partner is Selena Caceres, and the audit manager is Eileen Comple. And so they have been in communication with us beginning last week, whenever they were, this says that they were on site the 13th through 17th. That was their initial plan, but they did, we can go to the next one. They worked remotely instead of being on campus, which I think is a good indication that the audit is going well, because they didn't show up in person. About halfway through that week, we had to send them an updated SEPA, which is the Schedule of Expenditures of Federal Awards, and it was noted that the TRIO grant had increased drastically since the summer. In the summer, they were about $680,000 in expenditures, and it was up to 1.1 million. And so it did trigger a second single audit for a major program on the federal side. And so they are currently gathering that information, and so that sampling is underway. I believe today they had meetings with the TRIO managers, and so those directors, and
Was it a particular program from the trio?
it's the TRIO's a cluster of programs, and so whenever the TRIO is selected, it's all of the programs. So they're auditing Upward Bound and the Talent Search programs. And so, to my knowledge, this is the first time that TRIO has been a major program, at least in the most recent 5 to 7 years that I went back and looked, they had not been audited. But so far, all audit progress seems positive. We haven't had any communication from the auditors noting any non-compliance to date. The student financial aid, there were some final pieces that were wrapping up, but most of the testing for purchases had been completed, and they were doing some additional sampling in some areas that we've given them everything as of today that they have requested, and so we're just waiting on that information.
Do you know if the Upward Bound program is using the dorms in the summer now, where they're bringing the students?
Yes.
Okay, so that would make, maybe a big cost if it hadn't, I think at one time, up to recently, they hadn't been doing that. And so if they started that, that would be a
Yes, and
huge
they are paying
expense.
for that services, and so
Uh-huh.
that's the service that they're able to expend. But we
Yeah.
have all the support and things on those expenditures, and so.
That may be a big cost.
Mhm.
And I think that's a good point, because the increase is obviously the dorms, the instructors, the training, the materials, and
Yeah.
and moving from a post-COVID operation to now. And that's where the increase is.
And then probably an end of the year trip for all
Yeah.
the students, some outings during the summer.
Yes. And then, the business staff are working to wrap up any pending requests, but as far as I know now, it's all been submitted, and they may have more requests as they keep working. The last slide is just upcoming events. So the MD&A and notes to financial statements, we'll be updating those, with collaboration from the auditors. The fieldwork exit meeting with administration will be in November, and, obviously on December 16th will be the issuance, with y'all's approval. And we are on track to meet that deadline. Do y'all have any questions?
So we'll have Tara spearheading the rest of the reports as well. So, so as far as the fourth quarter investment report for June,
Yes, so as y'all
2025.
As y'all recall, Jim Eller presented this investment report at the last meeting. This is just a housekeeping item to have y'all approve this. Obviously, this is related to our Public Funds Investment Act, and the board's required to approve these reports. So, any questions on?
Was there any change from what Jim reported? or-
No, this is the same report
Okay.
that he presented at the last meeting.
Oh,
We just didn't go through the approval with the board, and so we're just asking for you to approve this as presented.
I thought they would tell us we didn't have to approve this, just to see, is that new, or is it?
No, I think that, that we should be approving these just from like the
It
Public
makes all
Funds
the
Investment
sense
Act
in the world to
standpoint,
me.
and so just so y'all are aware that we're in compliance with our policy
So you need a motion.
Yes.
I move to approve.
It's been moved and seconded to approve item 10B, the fourth quarter investment report for June to August 2025. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is 10C, consideration and possible action to approve the monthly financial reports for August 2025.
So this is your, in your packet is the August 2025 financials. These are preliminary financial statements that were based on the numbers mid-September. And this was prepared by Chris Blau, the controller. So these numbers, we do expect them to change because we were working on August numbers through the middle of September, but it's a formality for us to go through the financial statements with the board. And then come December, we'll be presenting the final audited numbers for August. And so our auditors will be presenting those numbers. So if you look at your budget to actual, we were slightly down below our budget in revenues, but we were also down in labor expenses and operating expenses. And so overall, we're showing a loss of $196,000. And again, this does not include some receivables and payables that were accrued, so the final numbers are still, this is not a final number. We have been tracking our budget very closely in the new fiscal year, and so we are able to really use salaries as kind of a place that we're looking at, not filling positions as quickly in order to be able to fund initiatives that the cabinet is dealing with Dr. Soares directly month to month and as items arise. And so I expect to see better numbers in December again for the August fiscal year, and in the new year, really, I just want y'all to be aware that we are tracking the budget very closely and making sure that things are approved as we're making purchases. So.
Was it the deficit, was not getting approval prior part of the reason we ended
No,
up in a deficit?
no, it was not. That's not the main reason. Our tuition fees are down, and so we're just trying to be mindful of if our student enrollment is down, that we're being mindful of those changes as we're going forward in the fiscal year.
And I think we missed a tuition increase, right, or something?
Yes, I think that the tuition is set early in the year, so I think like come January, is that correct? That tuition fees will be set by the board, and so.
And one of the things that Tara mentioned with respect to us making sure we're monitoring the budget, you know, we have updated our processes, so there's a little bit more internal controls. So Tara will give it a preliminary review, and then I'll review it just to make sure that we're prioritizing in areas and saving where we can as well, and you know, not necessarily just approving because we maybe had a specific service or vendor from year to year. Really going back to some of those vendors and trying to renegotiate some of those agreements that we've had in place as well, which has yielded some cost savings also.
Will this trigger anything, having a negative balance?
No, it will not. We have a positive fund balance overall, which I realized today wasn't necessarily included in this report. But as I mentioned, it will be in our audited financials. And going forward, we're gonna have a new format where we're gonna be presenting the unrestricted and the restricted separately. So I think you'll see some things differently in the coming months. And we do plan to present the September and October financials at the November board meeting. And so.
So no cause for concern for the preliminary deficit?
Not necessarily, because right now we don't have the final numbers of what was, you know, whenever we're recording receivables, that's also going to hit revenue, but when we have some encumbrances that were expenses that weren't recorded as of the time these financials were made, then that's gonna be an expense, and so we don't really know where those numbers fall at this time.
I think you said we might have better numbers in December.
Yes, we'll have final numbers
Final
in
numbers.
December for the August 2025 financials.
Any further discussion? Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the monthly financial reports for August 2025. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next agenda item is item 11, review of informational reports. I'll turn it over to Dr. Suarez.
So as has been standard for the trustees, we presented a new hire and vacancy report. We provided an updated version just to make it a little bit more easier to interpret and review. So I want to thank Prissy for her work, making sure that we provide this document to the trustees. This is more of an informational item. We can definitely discuss at a later time if needed, but the reports have been provided for the board's review.
And item 11B, I don't believe there have been any board committee meetings in the last month, so there are no reports. At this time, it is,
I wanted to take
yes.
a quick second. So and a part of, obviously is, the trustees are aware, is we have a very visionary and instrumental part of our team that's gonna be leaving our institution here pretty soon. Dr. Bird, I wanna thank you for all the work and the impact that you've had on the college and our students. Coming into the institution, just seeing the work that you and your team have been doing is a very visionary approach, and I think it goes without saying to say that the impact that you've had and the changes that you've implemented at the institution will be everlasting. And more importantly, the impact that you've had on our employees is all that much more important. I did want to, a couple of weeks ago, we were at a Rotary meeting, and we had Congressman Cloud attend. And he actually, one of the things that he mentioned is that he collaborates and interacts with President Trump often. And at one of those meetings, President Trump gave him a coin, right, a challenge coin. And it was this huge coin that he showed us, and we were all very, very impressed. And it was, I think, gold encrusted. I don't think it was real gold, but nonetheless, it was impressive when I saw it. So, not to say that I'm trying to supersede our President Trump's offering, but I did want to present you with the biggest challenge coin that we have. This is, I'm just kidding. This we won't go with this unless you want it. You can take it as a challenge. So, in all honesty, we want to thank you on behalf of myself, and I think I can speak for the board as well, for your leadership, your visionary leadership approach in student success. We want to give you a small token of our appreciation for the work that you've done and the contributions that you've had for Coastal Bend College. So thank you, Dr. Bird. We appreciate you. Be careful with this sharp, so.
Some man stabbed my wife. On behalf of the board, Dr. Bird, I just want to say thank you so much for your service to CBC. We're incredibly grateful. We've been very fortunate to have you. We wish we could have had you here longer, but we're excited for you. We're going to miss you. But please know that you and Amanda are always going to be a part of the CBC family, and you're always welcome on this campus. You leave as a friend of the institution, and once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I still say you look just like an FBI agent.
You still don't want the challenge coin? Last offer.
All right, now, at this time, it is 6:29 p.m. We are going to move into executive session, and I have a little spill I have to read here. The board will now convene in closed meeting to discuss various items, including the following: attorney consultation under Government Code, Section 551.071, and personnel matters under Government Code, Section 551.074. And we will reconvene at the end of the executive session. Thank you. Ready to go? Okay. All right, it is 8:59 p.m. and we are reconvening in open session after our executive session. We have a quorum, and there's only one item requiring board action in open session, and it is item 12B. discussion of the college president's goals for FY 2025 through 2026. Are there any motions regarding this agenda item?
I move to adopt the presidential goals for FY 2025 through 26.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. Just some quick announcements for the trustees. We will be facilitating the Midnight Madness event October 22nd at 6:30 PM in the Peter S. Marasek Physical Fitness Center, or the gymnasium. The CBC Trunk or Treat will be held on Tuesday, October 28th from 5:30 to 8 PM on campus in parking lot C, the Joseph's Building parking lot by the Gertrude R. Jones Auditorium. The annual Veterans Day Luncheon will be held on Tuesday, November 11th at 11 a.m. at the John C. Fulgham Beeville Event Center in partnership with Beeville Main Street. The November regular board meeting will be held on Tuesday, November 18th at 5:30 p.m. in the Sandy Dirks Boardroom. And CBC will be closed for Thanksgiving holiday the week of Monday, November 24th. I do have one final update for some events that are, an event that is going to be taking place this week. We are hosting an appreciation dinner for the volunteers that we have had out of the Newman Center. This past week, I was actually able to visit on my way back from Rotary, and they were able to service 90 individuals on a Wednesday and provide them with free lunch. That is community members, primarily a lot of our students, and they do this work from week to week. And I think it's a good way for us to show our appreciation of the community and the work that they do. So I, along with members of the executive cabinet team, will be feeding the volunteers and serving the volunteers on Thursday at 6 a.m. in the Octagon Room by the library. So I welcome any trustees that maybe are available and want to have dinner with our Newman Center volunteers. This Thursday,
What time is that?
6 p.m.?
6
p.m.
p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll be there serving, and our cabinet team will be there serving. So if you all want to stop by and serve as well, I think it would also, they would be appreciated as well.
I'll be at the conference, but you know, we were thinking that for the trunk or treat, that maybe we could have a board of trustees area if people are interested in doing something like that, board members.
Yeah, we can definitely get that set up.
And we can provide, I mean, if we want to, we could pitch in for the candy or whatever needs to be done, if people are receptive to that.
I definitely feel like they would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know my boys would appreciate it, so. You have 3, that would be their 5.
So the local dentist.
And we can wear costumes, John.
Alright.
I don't know about that. We can do a Harry Potter,
That's Tuesday, October.
because I already have a costume.
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
And we'll send an email with the specifics of the event on Thursday, just
Okay.
so the trustees have that available. Yeah. Those are it for my announcements.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Anyone?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye? Say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all so much.